Hello there, it's Fran Davidson from psychicandenergywork.com.au, and this is my monthly update for August 2025. I hope you've been having a good year, and I hope that on this side of the halfway mark, as in end of June, things are starting to solidify, make sense, maybe even lighten. This monthly update, as in right now, right here, what I'm wanting to do is have a look at two of the aspects of this year's chart. In numerology, there are three main numbers. There's the birth number, which for this year is 2025, which reduces to 9. There's the MO, which is the sum of all the letters and therefore the numbers that represent them in the name of the year. 2025. So this year, the MO is 103, which reduces to 4. The birth number, 2025, tells us what we're about to experience more of, learn more of about, whether that's directly about us or even via the world of others. And also, therefore, through that process, decide or choose to step into, channel, exemplify, share, represent to the next degree moving forward. So on that level, this year brings 2025 9. The MO tells us how life might help us do that. So this year again, as an MO, 2025's MO is 1034. The third number in numerology, or main number, is the reality number, and that signals the end states, the results, in a sense, of what we will achieve for the period in question. And this year we see 2128, which reduces to 4, and that's obtained by adding the birth number and the MO together. So you might notice in all of that the reality number and the MO for 2025 are both 4s. In a sense, therefore, at this point of the year, mid-August, it is worth touching on 4. Now, last month or the month before, I'm sorry, I really can't remember, I touched on the 5 in 2025. Let's now look at the 4, because 4 is the builder. 4 is all about building. It's about investing wisely. And therefore, it's a phase that life helps us learn about those things, how to invest wisely. What does wise investment require of us before we even start, let alone as it's happening and also at the end? So 4, therefore, in that light, can be seen very much as an audit, a quality review, a quality check. In that sense, therefore, 4 can be a period that forces us to look at how we're building, what we're building with. And building may not be the word that you might use. It might be how we are striving, how we are approaching, because 4 also represents our habits, our assumptions, our models, our frameworks, our systems, our procedures, our rules, all of those sorts of things, our logics. Within that, therefore, a 4 period like this year can feel initially, or at least not even feel, it can actually be experienced like a tsunami, a wipeout, because 4, in a sense, asks us to look at our base, at our foundation. It asks us to look at what we are basing everything else, in other words, our entire future, now and every second moving forward. 4 asks us to look at that base and to just double check that there aren't any weak spots. Are all the joins tight? Are all of the nails and the screws, the bolts, the glues, are they actually working? Are they going to last long term? The methods that we've used to put things in place, are they actually sturdy, long-term sturdy? So 4 in anybody, even if you know this stuff, even if you have taken good care in every moment previous to now, 4 is the time that says, you know what, the universe knows your future, the universe knows your potential, and while you may have taken the greatest of care, while you may have built with all of the quality tools and mechanisms that were in place when you did, are they still valid now? Now, the reason I run through that is because for many people, 2025 has really brought a lot of spin, a lot of upheaval, and a lot of testing and therefore checking of their frameworks, of their bases. On another level, 4 can be review, audit, research, and plan. In other words, the confirmation of the plan, the strategic review. And when the universe does this on a spiritual level, it can target the details. So to the degree that you have been experiencing that this year and felt like, you know what, I just can't progress, things aren't clear, I just can't build as I was, or even life is being so unfair now, it's just throwing all this stuff up at me and I'm just spending all my time fixing things, addressing things, maybe even being cornered by stuff that, you know what, I thought I dealt with that. So 4 in one sense can feel very karmic, because when the universe chooses that review occurs, we can feel very out of control with our agenda, very out of control with our life, or even with our manifesting. And yet in those moments, source, life, the universe, all the one same thing, is trying to help us also see that, hello, it's got our back. It's only doing what it's doing. Life is only presenting what it's presenting, because it probably has a clearer view, not only of what we are capable of achieving over time, as in long term, our final resting point. What does it look like? How do we get there? With what and who? Yeah. Not only that, but also it tends to have a very, I'm going to say it the wrong way, but a very clearer, in other words, a much more clear view of how we can actually manifest our visions, manifest our dreams and goals precisely. Because that is the other aspect of spiritual development. A person might say, you know what, I want to, should we say, I want to help people. Yeah. And that person might be very, very clear on what in their minds helping people requires. The trouble with any affirmation about what we are here to be or what we want to do, our attributes, our strengths, and how we want to use them and share them with the world, is that invariably when we first make them, we are very unaware of the spiritual precision that is required from us. So to actually make those manifestations solid, firm, constant, consistent in the delivery of that goal. So this again is where the universe really helps us. Now, why am I talking about 4s at this point? Because in one sense, what is being said is this year is about helping people prepare for their future, not just get about manifesting it and receiving it now. That doesn't mean manifesting and receiving it now can't happen. It just means that, again, to the degree that you've been in review world, in overhaul or tsunami world, as in upheavals, corrections, adjustments that you didn't see were coming at the beginning of this year or even yesterday, then 1, you're on track, 2, you're going the right way, and 3, rest assured, you're in perfect sync with what this year is asking you to do. One of the reasons I'm running through this now is that next month, September 2025, has a chart that carries 8 4s. That doesn't necessarily mean more tsunamis, more upheaval. It might. If I look at 4 from another angle, 4 again is the achiever, it is the builder. So therefore it is that moment where I'm actually building my dream. In other words, I am actually experiencing it coming together. So in none of what I've just run through am I just trying to suggest, you know what, this year has only been a time of reviewing and overhauls, even if it has. 4 is the launch pad that's required for a good rocket takeoff. And therefore a great adventure, a great achievement moving forward. So September, therefore, and therefore this month, for the rest of this month, you have the chance to really get stuck into these sorts of insights in your own way, in your own life, and work with whatever seems to be forced review, forced confinement, forced reflection, constriction in terms of your ability to just get on and do and achieve and make things happen. No number says that those things can't happen, but passive numbers like 4 say, they can happen, but we also want the reflection, the review, the tightening, the fine-tuning, and the total delivery of what you are affirming you want moving forward as a representation, as a manifestation, and as achievement this life. So ways you can do this is obviously use whatever downtime you've got, whatever downtime comes your way, to actually allow life to inform you. Don't battle with life. Don't battle with nothing. There's no need to. Nothing is there. Silence is there. Lack of flow is there to inform. And invariably, the minute we sink into that reality, and therefore that ism, that fact, on an energetic level, properly, something then occurs. So zero is the place where everything starts, if only we allow that to occur. We allow it to occur again by allowing life to speak, to allowing life to show us why the silence, why the need to review. Where is it that perhaps I'm too mindful, too full of my own voice or my need or my projection to actually see what life's trying to show me right now by slowing me down. 4 is the builder. And therefore, in that sense, this year is saying that by the end of this year, we are all due to be feeling really pleased in how solidly we're moving, how firmly we're stepping in sync with our awareness of ourselves, in our awareness of life as a space, as a realm that works with us, supports us, guides us, and therefore facilitates our journey if we allow it to. So all the very best to you for the rest of August. Embrace space. Embrace I don't know. It's the place where we are best yet next informed. Travel well. Give me a call or an email or an SMS if you need a hand with this or any other stuff. You'll find my contact details on my website. My number 0413 525 114. Take good care. Travel well.